Pyongyang will not stick to declaration of end to warBy. Lee Min-hyungWashington and Pyongyang will soon begin working-level talks in Vienna to possibly seek a big deal on denuclearization. Steve Biegun, the U.S. Special Representative for North Korea, is expected to lead the delegation from Washington for talks with a North Korean delegation possibly headed by Vice Foreign Minister Choi Sun-hee. They are likely to seek to narrow their differences over the dialogue agenda for U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's upcoming Pyongyang visit. In a meeting with North Korean Foreign Minister Lee Min-hyungwashington last week, Pompeo agreed to make his fourth visit to the regime sometime in the near future to discuss the timeline for the North's denuclearization. Both sides have yet to confirm when the U.S. official will visit Pyongyang. Expectations are Pompeo will go all out to generate tangible outcomes on his upcoming trip, as he failed to make any outstanding denuclearization deal with the North during his previous 3 visits to Pyongyang this year. The North claimed the months-long deadlock in dialogue is largely due to a lack of mutual trust. Pyongyang has demanded Washington take appropriate trust-enhancing countermeasures in exchange for the regime's steps for denuclearization. The U.S., however, has not faltered in its stance on sanctions, while urging the North to provide a detailed timeline for its denuclearization. As part of efforts to resolve the stalled dialogue, South Korean President Moon Jae-in visited Pyongyang last month to hold his third summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. After the 3-day meeting, Moon delivered Kim's determination for peace and denuclearization in a speech to the United Nations General Assembly. Under an agreement following the summit, Kim pledged to dismantle the country's Tangchang missile launch site with outside experts in attendance. The U.S. wants the North to take more verifiable steps to prove its pledge for complete denuclearization. They include Pyongyang's disclosure of a list of its nuclear weapons and facilities. As a mediator, South Korea said the U.S. also needs to take reciprocal steps for the North to trust the former's promise of regime security guarantees in exchange for denuclearization. The North should declare the list of its nuclear weapons sometime in the future, but until then, the U.S. also needs to take corresponding measures so that the North feels assured over its security before carrying out denuclearization, Foreign Minister Kang Kyung-hwa said Monday. What the North wants is the safety and security of the regime, so denuclearization should be in line with the trust-building process between Washington and Pyongyang, she added. Seoul and Washington are also engaging in in-depth talks to fine-tune the roadmap for the North's denuclearization, she said. On Tuesday, North Korea played hardball over the U.S.'s demands, saying it will not allow its desire for a declaration ending the 1950-53 Korean War to be used as leverage. The declaration of the end to the war is not a bargaining chip for the North's denuclearization, the regime's state-controlled Korea Central News Agency, KCNA, said. As the most fundamental step for peace on the peninsula, the declaration should have been made decades ago, according to the KCNA. It stepped up criticism of some U.S. experts for claiming that Washington should obtain the North's promise to dismantle its nuclear and missile sites in exchange for the declaration, calling this nothing more than sophistry.